Hi everyone, it's Terry here showing another process video for Peartree Cutfiles. I'm using the Time for Love cut file from the February release, and I've paired it with the Lollipop Box Club Sending Hugs and Kisses box from this month. So I'm also going to use some of the acrylic pieces from Marie's release this month, so I'm excited to get to use them. So I'm just going to back kind of the outer edge of this cut file with some of this bright blue paper from the kit, and I'm just going to add that just simply by drawing around it, cutting it out and backing it with some normal wet glue. So I've sped it up so you don't have to sit and watch me do it at normal speed. I'm just cutting a couple of strips of patterned paper just to go down the sides, and then again I'll draw around that bottom section. So now that I've done the outer section, what I'm going to do with the middle part of the timer with those hearts in is I'm going to create a little shaker pocket. So I'm just drawing around the outside onto some acetate with a black permanent pen. It's just a fine one, so you won't actually see it when it's stuck down. So once I've done that, I'm just going to stick it flush back onto the back of the cut file. I did consider backing all those hearts as well, but I decided I'd rather be able to see the sequins through it. So now that that's backed, I'm just going to start looking to find a patterned paper to cover the back side of my shaker pocket. And I pulled out this like postcard, vintage postcard type patterned paper from the Lollipop box, and it's really cute. I just thought it wasn't too busy, so you'd still be able to see all the sequins behind. So I'm just adding some glue to that cut file where the acetate is, and then I'm going to add my sequins. So I've got a mix of sequins from Little Things, and I'm just going to add them in, and I'm sticking my back flush down. I've not added any foam to this one because I don't want it to stick out too much on the background. So I've left that one side to dry, and now I'm going to create my background. So I've pulled out this patterned paper, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it out into strips, distress all the edges, and then you'll see that I'm going to line it up against the right hand side of the white cardstock background. And I do have a bit of a thing about odd and even numbers, so I like when I'm designing things to have an odd number. It's just better for the eye, so I've put one of the strips to one side, so I've just got 5 there to use. And you'll see I'm just working out roughly where I want them and where I might decide to put my cut file and that photo of me and my husband. So I am going to add some mixed media to this background, but not a huge amount. I've just pulled out some distress inks that match those colours, and I'm going to create kind of a drip effect on the layout. So I stick down all those strips first so that I know where the colours are going to start. And then I've turned it round so that I can create a drip. So I'm just going to add a bit of paint to the edge there, and either spritz with water or use my brush to add water to each drip, and it just helps it run down the page. And then a few little sprinkles and splatters afterwards, and then I dry it with my heat gun. So you'll see I'm going to repeat that process for all the strips with the reds and the blues, just to create a bit of a different effect. Sometimes it just takes a bit of working to get those drips to go where you want them. But once those drips are done and dry, this layout comes together quite quickly in the end. I've pulled out this stamp that says "Take Note," that's from the lollipop box. I'm just going to stamp that in black on the top right hand side. And now I'm going to add my cut file. So I'm just going to add it kind of over the edge of where those strips are. And I'm just going to stick it again flush at the bottom, as I often do, to the pattern paper, and then the top will stick up a little bit. So I'm just going to use one of these cute little envelopes, these like airmail envelopes, just to map my photo on. I felt like it needed something, but I didn't want too much more patterned paper adding in. You can also see on those strips of patterned paper that I used earlier that I've added some stitching in red. And now I'm just working out where I'm going to put this title piece that says "You and Me," and I've got some cute little like postage stamps as well to use, these acrylic pieces from Peartree. So I've added 2 in, and I do kind of audition that third one in various places, but it doesn't end up being used. Again, these die cuts are from the lollipop box that I've got this month, so they all coordinate really well, and sometimes it just makes life easier when you've not got a lot of time one day and you just want to create, so when everything coordinates it's just easy. So I've added those 2 cute little birds at the top, just having a little hug, which I thought was quite apt, seems as this is a photo of me and my husband, actually the weekend after our wedding last year. So I'm just adding in some small items now, just to add a bit more decoration. And what I feel like I want to do is add a little heart above the birds. So I've used one of the acrylic hearts in kind of the same muted tone as that "You and Me," and I think that pulls in those colours that are behind the timer really well. So I've just tucked a little journaling card piece under the photo just to add a bit more red to that bottom, and just add in a couple of hearts there as well. So I think finally all I need to do now is add in my journaling, and this is my layout complete. Thank you for joining me on YouTube today, and don't forget to hit subscribe, and you can find links in the description below. Bye for now.